Good morning. So just for context, the story, I mow lawns down by Prairie du Chien, and I had a lady contact me in 2022 that fall. She's new to the area. She moved to the area and needing her lawn mowed. So I went and did it for that year, finished that out, and then I told her I wouldn't be able to do it last summer of 2023, and so she called me, I don't know, it was late spring, early summer, said her grass was getting long and needed someone to mow it, and I didn't want to do it, but I went and did it. I said I could do it a couple times for her, and while she tried to find somebody. And anyway, I ended up doing it the whole summer, even though it was kind of dry, but I mowed it when it needed it. And it was kind of out of my normal route. My normal route that I do in my lawns, it was kind of out of the way, and there's the way I looked at it. It was out of my way. And she would say, you can come any day you want because you're busy. I know you got other lawns to do. Come any day you want, anytime. And then Sunday night or Monday morning, sometimes she'd text me and say, hey, don't come this day, and at this time. And I'd just be like, trying to plan this. And anyway, so I'd go mow this. So this one particular time I showed up, I mowed. She had me do some extra things, and I'm thinking like, I'm probably not going to get paid extra for doing that, and just all this stuff, looking out for myself type thing. And anyway, I get done, and I got in the truck, and I just was like, I'm done mowing this place. So I go home, told Vanessa, like, I'm done. I'm going to tell the lady I'll finish this year out. There's a couple more mowings in the fall cleanup, and I'm done. I will not be back. Boom. I was just going to be stern about it. And that night, I came here to church to our huddle, and we got done doing our huddle. We were kind of doing some small talk at the end, and I get a text. So I pull up my phone and just looked at it, and here it's this lady. And she said, Dear Jeff, as I stand here in my room, I'm looking out over the lawn, and it looks just beautiful, which makes a guy feel great. I mean, making stuff look beautiful. And anyway, and she said, you have been so kind to me, and I'm very grateful for that. And so that was very convicting to me because of the thoughts I had about her and towards her in my heart. I didn't do that to her face, obviously, but anyway, so I texted her back and said, thanks for the kind words. I have someone in my life who impacts how I act and how I treat people, and maybe the next time I'm there I can share that with you. And she said, that's great. I'm unacquainted with people in the area. That'd be great. So I'm like, that might have been misleading a little bit, but I didn't think of that. And anyway, so the next time I showed up to mow her lawn, I mowed it, and then when I got done, I park at the bottom of her driveway. She walked down to pay me, and she comes down, we start talking, and she mentioned something about being retired. So, because I was stalling, I was excited to talk to her about it, but at the same time, I didn't want to. And so I asked her backstory because she mentioned she was retired, and we talked for about, 30 minutes to 40 minutes. And she ended up saying that towards the end she was thankful for the rain. And she said, I'll pray for more. And so I was like, okay, I need to bring this up. So I mentioned my text, and I said who I meant that's in my life is Christ. I'm a Christian. And what do I mean by a Christian? Is I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. And what does that mean? It impacts every part of my life, and I hope you can see in some of that in how I treat you. And she said, oh, yeah. And then she said, you just have to listen. You just have to listen to people like you did with me and like I'm doing with you. And she said a couple other things, and then she turned and started walking away and said, I got to go rake. Bye. And I said bye, and I went and got in the truck, and I put my hands up, and I was like, what was that? Like, did she even hear me? And the next time I came to our huddle, I told the guys about it, told them I was a little disappointed. Like, I expected her to react different. How? I don't really know. I expected a different reaction. And they were really encouraging and told me, you stepped out in faith and planted a seed, God will use that. And I was like, yeah, no, I appreciate that. But it's still bothering me. And a few days later, I was working, and I just prayed, like, Lord, why is this bothering me so much? And I don't think it was that day. It might have been a couple days later. It just hit me that, are you going to share the gospel with people to make you look good, or for the sake of Christ and to share his gospel message with people? And that's what it was. I wanted to go back to my huddle with a really cool story, or we had talked about when we step out in faith, maybe coming up here and sharing, and I wanted a better story. Make myself look good is what it came down to. So God used this lady for me to take a small step of faith, but in return to humble me and sanctify me some more. So that's the story, and I'll be working for her this year. So, but with a better attitude. So, but yeah, her name's Carol. If anybody would want to pray for her. So.